8-scale lawnmower. What's up, Nitro Nation? What's happening, people? Muggy Maniac is back in the cave. Now, before I get started, this is going to be a long video, so I warn you guys right now. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff is going on in the Nitro Cave, and as far as what the Muggy Maniac's up to, and on the tube. So, you know, I give shout outs to people that are current. Not just people that maybe I learned from when I started almost 4 years ago now in Nitro. Okay, now I've been in RC, electric, E-word, whatever you want to call it, back when E-word was, there was no such thing as a brushless motor. Your brushes that you had in electric motors were the equivalent, and this is the best way I can give you an analogy. And you know, the Muggy Maniac, I like to give analogies, and I'm really good at it, and metaphors, because a metaphor is something that kind of breaks it down to where you understand. You know, there's a lot of people out there in the tube, and you know, I watch these guys, and they have all the big words, and the, you know, the big talk, and you know, all the scientific explanations, and they got it down to a geometry and a science, but where does that leave just the normal Joe Schmo, or the guy that's just, you know, wants to, you know, what's 2 and 2, okay, which is 4, not, you know, can't handle or isn't ready yet for, you know, C equals square times 40 to the second power. I mean, I'm not the smartest, or I should say sharpest knife in the box, okay? But I'm not, excuse my language, dumb as a fucking bag of rocks, okay? You know, I'm not the Einstein, you know, although when it comes to mechanical shit, I've just always had that knack for it. I can remember, and I don't want to go, you know, tell you the story, you know, I walked in the snow, you know, 10 miles to school, that, you know, your parents would always tell you. But I remember when I was little, I used to just take shit apart. Anything, electronical, stereos, and then I'd get really upset because I put it back together and there was all this shit extra. Obviously I didn't do it right. Or I would make it, or break it or something, and then I would cry. You know, because I was a little kid. You know, and, you know, so I always had a knack for wrenching, and that's why I got into RC, you know. In the past, I rode dirt bikes. I worked on my dirt bikes. I got my, you know, when they were 2-strokes, before all the 4-strokes even came in, ported, polished, piped, gearing, electronical ignitions that you get boosters, and it just, you know, it's like a trick ignition. And there's a lot of things. I don't want to get into, you know, going off Nitro subject, but, you know, and my dad used to take me to drag races. We had a boat. A jet boat, which, you know, had a 454 Chevy in it. You know, only did maybe 100, but on the water, that's like fucking 200 on the concrete in the water. Those of you that have ever been in boats. And now my dad, you know, when he retired, he bought for my brother to race a flat bottom drag boat that they travel all over the place, and, you know, they're not sponsored. My dad funds it, you know, and he runs a 490 blown alcohol. I can't remember if if it's Chevy or Ford, but whatever. But anyway, it's a 490. It runs on blown alcohol, which means it has a 671 blower, 2 double pumper 1050 Hollies on it. So I mean, in a nutshell, to make a long story short, I grew up around mechanical shit like that, okay? So I always wanted to do Nitro back, you know, many years ago when I started in E-word, but it was just always, it was more expensive. And sure, Nitro, you know, people say for the new guy, it can get expensive. Yeah, it can, but man, it's so much different. There's not even any comparison. There's nothing, and I tell you guys, and you hear it in my videos, nothing smells, feels, or sounds like 8-scale Nitro. Nothing. The E-word, the electric shit doesn't do nothing for me anymore. I don't know how people even deal with it. It's boring. It's like a high-powered sewing machine. I don't care if it does 150 miles an hour. Who gives a shit? It's not a living, breathing thing. So, I mean, it doesn't have a real piston in it. It doesn't have, you know, a real carburetor on it. It doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have a real spark plug on it, a flywheel, clutch, pipe, all that shit. This is real shit. Okay? And what's going on here, by the way? They're just congratulating, you know, motors came down out of their normal spots and said, you know, they were high-fiving the old G here out of all of them, the stock, bone stock, Novorossi 28.8 Rex Legend that I ran yesterday. Nothing fancy on it. Dynamite, 053 Platinum, conical header that comes with it. 3-shoe Buku clutch on there, you know, not a 4-shoe clutch. Flywheel on this thing because of the muggy platform. And the motor mounts is not a normal, like normal 34, 33, 34, or I mean, I'm sorry, 43 or 44 flywheel. This thing's 48. It's a bigger flywheel because that's the only way that it'll reach through for my bump box. So anyway, you know, I learn from a lot of guys, you know, and you know, but I give shouts out to people that are current. Like, you're only as good as your last game. Okay, I see guys run videos and footage of their shit, you know, fine-tuned, screaming, brapping, spanking that ass, doing crazy shit, but the videos are fucking old. When have I have, and you know, maybe I'm not looking, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know everything, I don't know shit, okay? There is a lot more people with a lot more experience. I just know what I know in the short period of time that I've been in ATL Nitro, buggies, truggies, from guys. I learned from guys like RC Nerd. You know, that guy there knows his shit, you know, and, you know, I don't want to turn this into a debate, and I'm not going to, you know, sit there and throw the guy under the bus, or, this just seems to me, and I'm just going to keep it as 100% real as I can. You know, he came on and he did a video and he showed a little bit of footage of me talking shit, and he said, oh, this guy talks mad shit, and he said that's his favorite, my channel, which I feel flattered. I feel a little bullied, and I will tell, and I know he's going to watch this video, so if you're watching RC Nerd, I felt a little bullied, but I kind of get that you're just, you know, I know you've been around, and, you know, I look at you guys, I look up to you as, you know, you're like one of the pioneers of this shit. Before I got into it, I learned and watched a lot of his videos. Deep cleaning, clutch. I mean, this guy's got shit down to science. He's the only one still to this day that I can say without a shadow of a doubt is probably the most technical nitro guy on the tube. So if you want to get technical, go to that guy. But if you're a brand new guy and you're kind of get lost in the words, and because he's you know, he's talking, you know, scientific shit sometimes. You know, the guy's kind of, you know, he was what I would consider Adam Drake, and he's like that too. Got shit down to science because he's been around forever, you know, racing and all that. And he's well respected in the RC industry. Adam is a scientist. Nitro Nerd, that guy's a mad scientist. But does his shit rock? Yes. Does his shit rip? Yes. Does he know how to address issues? Yes. Okay, but I would suggest him to guys that are more seasoned. I love watching his shit. I've learned a lot, and you know, and I can't say I've taken, like other guys, I'll say I've taken what they did and take it to the next level, like maybe a Bodegel, or maybe take it somewhere they didn't. I don't want to say next level because I don't want to downplay what they've done. The Nitro Nerd, I'll never say I'll take it to the next level. He takes it to the epitome of the level that it mostly can be. But it's not for everybody. You know, he's throwing out steaks most of the time. And if you're a baby and you're a newbie, you ain't got any fucking teeth, excuse my language, you ain't ready for steak. I know that well. What I know that I do, and I toot my horn, whatever, I know I'm a good teacher. I have a gift of teaching because I have patience. I can keep it basic, paint by numbers, dumbify it, stupefy it, whatever you want to call it, so you get it. That's why I use the analogy, so you understand. If I throw out all these big words and give you the sign, you guys would be fucking, well, not all of you, but a lot of you guys, especially new guys or guys that are a year or less, would be fucking lost. You'd be like, what are you talking about? I just want to know how to adjust the fucking, the high-speed needle and the low-end needle. I don't need to know the fucking square root to that and why the fuel needs to be adjusted because of the air mixture. That's important, sure, but if you're at that level. So I will say that about him. So, you know, I felt he bullied me a little bit, but I know he was just saying, okay, listen, I'm just checking you because, you know, you say, you know, you talk the shit. Yeah, but if you pay attention to my videos, Mr. RC Nerd, I don't talk shit to just talk shit. I only talk shit when I'm backing up because somebody came on my channel and talked shit. So, which means if you come on my channel and you want to talk shit and yin yang, yin yang, and I go and check your channel, and you don't even got a fucking channel, or you're running some Traxxas bullshit, or some Mickey Mouse stuff, then fuck off already, excuse my language. Okay? But, and if you come on my channel and you got facts and you're right, I'm not going to even argue with you. So, if you're looking for an argument, I'm not that guy. Okay? As far as if you're right. I will tell you, I'm not going to deny that. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Hey, I got it wrong. I man up to my shit. I'm a grown-ass man with grown-ass man answers to grown-ass man problems. Too much people out there on the tube are giving childhood answers to grown-ass man problems. That shit don't work, okay? So anyway, I don't want to turn this into, you know, me defending or me saying, you know, that I apologize or I don't apologize for shit. I don't give a straight, excuse my language, fuck if you watch my channel or not. You can tune in, tune out, thumbs up, thumbs down. I've said this plenty of times. Unsubscribe, whatever. I could care. I don't do this because I'm looking for 1 million subscribers. I could care less. I have got a lot of them, though, in the last couple of weeks, and it's crazy. And I think the reason, and I don't know really why, although kind of, it's because nobody's doing anything out there. Look around on the YouTube. Who's talking and keeping shit basic, fundamentals, raw, you know, nitro shit? Guys out there got the fucking bells and whistles, they got the fucking highlights and the fancy letterings and all that music and all that fake shit. So people like that say they keep it real, well, keep your fucking videos real, excuse my language again. I don't want to hear all that, you know, different special effects. Hey, if that works for people, then don't watch me, because I'm not going to give you none of that shit. You're not going to see no fucking smoke and mirrors, and I'm not going to give you no, you know, audible voices and different sounds and sparklies. Fucking my thing catches on fire. I'm not a fucking cinematographer. Okay, excuse my language again. There's going to be a little bit cussing in this video, guys, so I know, because this kind of shit just fires me up. You know? Also, you know, RC Nerd and other guys, he said he doesn't have a beef with me. Okay, well, it sounded to me like you were bullying me, and it sounded to me like you were trying to stir up stuff. Like you were telling me, like, listen, I'll call your shit out. Whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't have any beef with him, with you, Mr. Nerd, or anybody, for that matter. My only beef is people that come on my channel and try to say, you know, this and that, but they don't have anything to back it up. If the RC Nerd comes on my channel and says whatever, I'm going to state my case, go by what I learned and what works for me, and I know I know what he's talking about. And most of the time, hey, I've learned, like I said, I've learned a lot from him. He might not know that, but he does now, because he's watching my video as I talk. Okay, so I'm not going to back down from nobody. I'm not going to let nobody muscle me or whatever. Okay, I will defend myself till I don't have facts. Then I can't. Then I just got to say, okay, you know what, you're right. But like I said, I'm a man about it, and I'll man up and own my shit. Some people don't own their shit, you know. Like I said, the people, you know, people have videos where they got a fifth scale brap and badass fucking vehicle, and all I hear is music. What the fuck is the purpose of that? I want to hear your shit. Okay, I don't want to hear all your fancy bullshit. Keep it one. That's what keep it real isn't just teaching and showing people the right way and stating facts. Keep everything real. Don't hide behind the facade of your videos making all these special effects and audible voices and fancy and fuck all that. I don't do that. If that works for you and that does something for you, which I think if it does, you're fucking kind of weird, and maybe that might be you know, the meat and potatoes of it. But if you just want to keep shit real, then do your videos real. I don't have a problem with, you don't just, I show myself, you guys have seen me. I'm not hiding from nobody. You guys are in my fucking room, okay? This is where, in a house where I have other roommates, and I've turned the majority, 90% of my room into a fucking nitro cave. I eat, sleep, breathe, shit this stuff, okay? Does it mean I know everything? No, I never said that. Does it mean I have the best tune in the world? No, I never said that. Does it mean I know how to do the things that I've explained to you guys better than anybody? No, because I've never said that. Okay? All I will tell you is this is what I learned. This is what works for me on my vehicle. This is how I do it. But don't quote me on it. Do some research. Do your homework. I always tell people like that. I'm not the final answer. John Bodegel is not the final answer. Raja 111 is not the final answer. By the way, shout out to Raja. He's the only one that I see videos that I can fucking understand what he's talking about. And you see what he's doing, and he's just keeping it real. Yeah, he's got a little bit of the music bumping, but that's not a big deal. And he's got, you know, the fancy lettering. And I don't even do that shit. Even if I really don't care to learn, because I can learn to do that. I can learn how to make my videos all fancy and have the nice lights and the great puppeteer shit and all that. What for? Why? Because I think that'll attract people? Well, it doesn't attract me. And if that attracts any of my subscribers, then unsubscribe. Go watch those people. Go watch those people that have all the fancy videos, fancy music, dubbed voices, and all that bullshit. So even if you're teaching and doing shit right, and even if you're keeping your shit real, proving that your shit runs, proving that you know what you're talking about, why are you hiding behind all that bullshit? Why are you making all these fucking fancy movie trailers and shit? Cinematography expert. Who gives a fuck? I don't. I unsubscribe to those people. And people that talk the nitro shit, and then I see them there, oh, well, they're an E-word. Oh, you're a fucking hybrid. You're both. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Either get all the way in or get the fuck out. Go do something else. Go get a fucking Traxxas. I don't care. It's not going to make or break me. I do this video because I want to help new people. I want to help people and share with people what works for me and how I address situations. I might not always be able to give you the exact solution, but if I don't, I'll tell you who to get it from. I'll tell you to go ask a Nitro Nerd. I told my guys that. If you want to learn about clutches, like to a science, get with Nitro Nerd. All I can show you is what works for me. This type spring, medium, soft, hard. I don't even know the fucking millimeters. I don't care. Medium, hard, soft. These type of shoes, composite, aluminum, 1 of each, 2 of each, whatever. All 3 are the same. All 4 are the same. This size flywheel, smaller flywheel, steel, light, whatever. And that's it. But if you want to learn the science of it, then go watch RC Nerd, because that guy's got it down to a science. I learned from him. I watch that video all the time, man. Well, you know. You want to learn how to deep clean? Where do you think I learned how to deep clean? See, look at this. See this thing? This is the muggy after yesterday, man. Look at it. It's like I fucking mowed a lawn. This thing is so fucking filthy. This is nothing. It was dirtier than this. This is cleaner than when I started taking it apart. You know what I learned from the RC Nerd? First thing I do when I clean my shit, I take my tires off and I use Dawn. I use the 4-time strength Dawn, the extra strength Dawn, because that shit works even better. Concentrated. And look at that. These things were fucking dirty and nasty and grass everywhere. I learned that from the RC Nerd. Take out my tank. There's my tank. All cleaned out. Clean all the old fuel out. Don't leave any old fuel in there. I take rubbing alcohol, pour it in there, swish it around, take air and blow it through the lines, get it all out of there. Rubbing alcohol will evaporate. It won't leave any kind of residue. That's why I use rubbing alcohol a lot. I recommend it. Get a gallon of it. It's fucking $2. Biggest thing, most important thing that comes out first is the motor. This is the bone stock Nova that was in there. Clean. I clean it with carburetor cleaner, and I make sure that before I even take the air filter or the exhaust off, because I don't want anything in those in the exhaust port or where the carburetor is, because if you get a piece of dust, anything in there, you're gonna fuck your motor up. You're gonna get that shit in there, it's gonna fuck your crank up. So before I even take those off, I kind of semi-air it off and get all the shit around it. And then I take them off. That way nothing falls in. And then I seal them with these caps. You know what these caps are? These are from Losi Oil. When you buy it brand new, they have these blue things sealed in them. I got a box of them somewhere around here. I save all of them because they work perfect on most motor carbs and your exhaust port. clog them up. Okay, then after I do that, then I clean it with carburetor cleaner. You can use, just be careful with it, because if you let it set too long, it's not good on rubbers, and it could take off some paint. But I use carburetor cleaner, spray it, air it off again real quick, and then I douse it with either the Dynamite Blast Cleaner, which I like, or I found this shit. This shit's at Walmart. It's $4. It's half the price of that shit. Okay, the Dynamite and all the other nitro cleaner that's, you know, good on electronics and cleaning, that shit's $10 a can. You know, if you can afford it, go ahead and knock yourself out. You know, I can get it too, but it's, why not save money? I get 2 cans of these, Walmart, $4.99, or less than $5. Then after I hit it with that, then guess what? Bam, silicone like a mother. My shit breathes silicone. I use 2 types. I use the CRC, which is like it's semi-residue, and then I use the Blaster, which has Teflon. Silicone with Teflon. Teflon, if you know anything about any, you know, lubricants and shit, Teflon protects all your shit. So anyway, that, you know, and I learned that from the RC nerd. So, you know, if you're the person that wants to get really technical, watch his channel, man. That guy knows his shit. And I'm not talking shit to him. I'm not looking to, you know what, I'm too old for that shit. The Muggy Maniac's OG, man. And like I said, I give shout outs. I didn't know that these people that he told me that they learned from him, well, great. You know, I learned from you too. You know, I don't know, maybe he felt like he should have, I don't know. I don't want to get into a whole debate with this guy, because it just seems like he just, you know, and he likes to watch boxing a lot. He's a huge boxing fan, and he's in I lived in San Antonio, Texas for 10 years. I'm a Cowboy fan, San Antonio Spurs fan. I could care less about fuck the Dallas Mavericks. Excuse my language. And I like the Houston Astros because I like baseball, but I am a Dodgers fan. The only reason I like the Houston Astros is because Nolan Ryan is the general manager, and he's one of my favorite players, and he was one of the, I think, the greatest pitcher that ever lived. The Express, they called him. You know, I love sports. So anyway, I love boxing too, but I only used to watch boxing back when they fucking were really when they actually had fucking good fights. I was the days of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, and Roberto Duran. Those guys used to just go in circles and change and beat the shit out of each and every one of them. Just those guys would just, excuse my language, just fucking box each other's ears off. You know, and then the Tyson, but you know, all that's in the past. Boxing it's a dying breed now. It's a dying breed like fucking newspapers. Who reads the newspapers when you can get it online? It's a dying breed as well. That's why everybody watches MMA. Nobody watches really boxing anymore because there ain't nothing happening. MMA, yeah, I watched you guys get bloody messy and beat the fuck out of each other. Excuse my language again. You know, hey, I'm an American, man. I like some violence, you know. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and spar with words and videos with people, man. I got bigger things to do. I got people that have questions and that want to learn and that I want to help them out, okay? So enough of that. Mr. RC Nerd, hey, man, you are one of the many reasons when I got stuck on shit and nobody had anything that I went to. So, kudos to you, man. You're like fucking, to me, you're like fucking Scarface and shit. You know that scene? That's what I felt like when he made that video, like when he made the comments. And like he said he didn't have no beef. He said my shit seemed to run okay. I think my shit runs pretty well. Better than most. Not as good as some, but better than most. How's that? That's an honest fucking truthful answer to my shit. My shit runs better than most, not as good as some. Okay? Leave it at that. So anyway, he reminds me, Nitro Nerd reminds me of that scene when Al Pacino in Scarface, one of my favorite movies, is sitting in the tub and there was that altercation, his wife and whatever, and then his buddy, he said, "Hey, who put this thing together? Me. That's who." And then he has a cigar. Fly, pelican, fly. I love that scene. Because he was just saying, like, who the fuck do you think built this shit? So, you know, kind of a, I don't know if you want to call it a shout out, but the RC Nerd, man, that guy pioneered a lot of this shit. You know, he took it to fucking where I've never seen anybody take it. I just don't agree with a lot of the shit that he does. You know, not a lot of it has to do with Nitro. You know, so, but other than that, you know, I think that guy has a plethora of information. and I learned a lot. Where do you think I've got some of this stuff? Because if he passes it on all these other guys, and I learned from them, so I ultimately learned from him. Yeah, you know, and I'm still learning. I still don't know shit. So anyway, enough of that. I hope he's cool. You know, if he wants to, you know, flex his muscles, go ahead. You know, whatever he wants, whatever you want to do, Mr. R Nitro Nerd. I'm not talking shit about anybody unless they come on my channel with some nonsense, you know, then I you know, I'm going to defend myself. I might play the rope-a-dope, and I know he knows what this is, and some of you guys know what it is. Very famous move. But, like I said before, I might play the rope-a-dope, but eventually, Big Mouse will get their fucking teeth knocked out. So, verbally speaking. Anyway, so, this thing here is getting torn down. And like I said, I mean, I use the Nitro Nerd, man. I mean, this bitch is getting a Nitro Nerd deep clean. And that means take everything apart. And once I clean things as I take them off, and once I've got everything, before I start taking shit apart, I inspect it. You gotta inspect it, man. I found some pebbles in here. I mean, there's grass in here. You know, I check before I start dismantling everything. Okay, well, maybe I got some other issues that I need to really look at. You know, I just don't take shit apart. I mean, this thing is getting broken down all the way to the diffs. I might even split my diffs open just to see what they look like. Because that, if you guys obviously watched the video, that Novorossi put a lot of fucking heat on this thing, man. This is an RTR platform. XTM Mammoth ST, ready to run. Comes out of the box, not like this. I've done a lot of upgrade. That's about a $200 diff. It's all 70, 75 machined aluminum that I had parts come from Australia. The towers came from Germany because they don't make these things anymore. And for whatever reason, a lot of people in Europe were huge XTM fans, which is the company that made this. Actually, the major company was Hobby People. So anyway, I did a lot of upgrades to it. But it's, you know, the chassis is the same, which I probably will replace. This is the last original chassis stiffener, which looks like a fucking turnbuckle. The other one, this is Associated. I customized that one there, that you can see. You know, this is for this. This is a 70-75. I think this is 60-61. So, but I mean, this thing is freaking solid, man. This thing ain't going nowhere. The only weakness this thing has, the Achilles of it, is the inside of the diffs, which I've got extra ones. I've got like 3 extra diffs for this thing, and it doesn't have a center. So that's why I had to go steel gears, because when I thickened up the diff, I run 50,000 in the front, 50 in 50 in front, 50 in rear. Since I don't have a center diff, I just lock it out. I mean, there used to be a second speed in here, but the 2-speed pinion things kept just snapping. When the Novorossi stock 28.8 has so much torque, whenever it would shift, eventually it would just knock teeth out. It was like Mike Tyson just fucking knocking teeth out. Like that Novorossi is Mike Tyson, and these plastic gears that were in here were getting knocked the fuck out. So I had to put steel. This is solid steel, heated treated steel spur in here, and I can't find, I'm still looking, I gotta find some decent, if anybody knows who makes a decent 2-speed bell housing, and I'm looking for 12-17, that's the gearing I want. I found 19, that's too much. The smaller one has to be 12, and the bigger one, which is the second speed, has to be 17 to go with the gearing teeth. Because these fucking things alone, 2 of these things were like, fuck, 40 bucks just for the fucking spurs. I've got another one, the other one that goes to this sitting, because I can't run it because of the bell housing. So I just tighten the little mechanism in here. There's like a little hook that comes out that grabs the second gear, tighten it all the way up, and just run this one. And it's been working fine. I just don't know how long this centerpiece in here is going to hold up. But yeah, that was $200 to build that centerpiece. And I definitely needed it because your diffs are, especially your center diff, and you start getting thicker diff oil, man, those things need to be strong. You know, and all plastics, they make strong enough plastics where you shouldn't have a problem, but, you know. And then when you get into modified motors, man, you just got to make sure. That's why I tell people, don't just get a modified motor. And if you never ran a stock one, all those motors that you guys see, I don't have a lot of them. I told you by the end of this year, I will have 12 modified motors. Some of them might be duplicates, but That's just what I want. I have stock ones too, and what I have and I like to have is a stock and a modified at each one, so I can compare it. And even the ones that I get modified, I run them stock first and break them in. Just run a quart through it, not too much, to where it's just broken in, because I want to see and feel, see what it feels like and everything. So before I get it modded, I'll even touch it over like I did on the LRP .32 and the this OS here, XR Max. I broke them in and I ran about two tanks of 30%. So I broke them in with 20% like you're supposed to. Then I crossed them over into 30%, but only like 2 tanks each. So I got a feel for what these motors, and obviously they're going to change as they break in, but I just want to get a feel what they feel like stock. And like I said, the LRP .32 doesn't have the top end that the Nova Rossi does. See, this one's modded. Okay. Even the Pico has more top end, but this thing has more bottom and mid, and it's just a bigger motor. I mean, it's a 30.32, but it's only a 7-port. It's the same as that. That's a 7-port. That's why I like the Novas, man. That 8-port, man, I'm telling you. 7 ports want to drop off when you really scream them, man. If you guys seen the video, the video of this thing running the other day, that stock Nova Rossi, man, that thing, I wasn't even pegging it full tilt. It still wanted, and I didn't even lean it out. I didn't run it really rich, but I didn't run it too lean, and I could have leaned it a little more, and I could have screamed that sucker right there even more. But I was just trying to, get some good runs in it, and I haven't really pushed that motor on this platform. That's the first time I pushed it that far. I mean, I have other times, but this motor, remember, it's got 2 gallons through it now, the stock 28.8. And they just, right about 2 gallons is when the piston and the sleeve is seated. That's what Rick told me, and that's what other guys at Mod Motors tell me. So I get my information from people that have been doing this longer than me. I don't just make shit up or, say, oh, well, that's my theory because I figured it out. I don't just make shit up. I give you facts from people that have been doing this longer than me, that have a lot more experience, people that mod motors, people that run the same shit, people that have got way more work into this than I do. I take from what they've taught me and experience it myself, and okay, yeah, they're right, and try to break it down and explain it to you the best that so you can understand it. Nobody wants. I know a lot of people just can't I know I can. If you try to give me all that, maybe now, but when I was new, give me all that technical mumbo jumbo and the law of physics while you're teaching me, I would have quit. I wouldn't be in it. I said this shit's too hard. Because I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but like I said, I'm not fucking dumb like a bag of rocks. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm not dumb. Okay? And usually I can either figure it out myself, which sometimes you have to do, but, why struggle? Why do that? Just get the information, man. Do it right. Why fuck shit up more? Why blow something up? I blew up one motor, and I told you, that .25 that came in this thing, stock, I blew that thing up through a rod right through the side of that thing, man, because I was trying to run it too lean, and I didn't know any better, and I didn't know, hey, make sure when you're leaning it, that if you don't see that much white smoke, you might want to richen it up a little. Man, you don't want to fuck your shit up. People just want to scream their shit, and lean it out as much as they can, and they end up blowing their motors. A lot of people don't have the experience to know when you stop leaning it, and when you just keep leaning it until you blow it up. So anyway, some guy asked me, and he said, hey, I'm getting a 28.8. And I know if you go on a Nova Rossi Direct, it's called a Truggy, but the motor's the same. I talked to a couple of engine builders, including, Rick at R&B, and he goes, because he deals with Nova Rossi Direct all the time. He has the motors. He'll sell you one if you want it and mod it. Well, I don't buy them from him because I just, prefer to buy them and break them in myself and then send them to him. But, and another modder told me, they just changed the head is different, I think different color, and the carburetor, because remember it has that 3-speed carburetor, which I remember, I think I mentioned it plenty of times. The 3-speed, see this one here, the stock one, see that? That's a mid-range needle. It's not a low end. You got your low end here, top end here. There's your 3-speed. Rick says And other modders say, don't fuck with those unless you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to those needles. I will learn. I would like to learn instead of just saying, nah, I don't want to mess with it. I'm not going to, I want to know everything. Oh, I need some energy. I'm so tired. Wasn't even going to do this video. So tired. I worked another 10 hours today. I worked my ass off. But I still find time to answer people's questions. And to put up videos of, instead of me just talking, running my shit, not just running your mouth. Too many people do that as well. Yap, 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 yap. Let me teach you this. Yap, yap, yap. Let me show you this. And then, well, where's your shit running? And then they show you somebody else's shit. Or they show you some old videos or some old footage of when they ran their shit fucking last year or something. I don't know. You're only as good as your last game. And that's what I always say. Let's see your shit ran as of, from today's Tuesday the 20th of March. Somewhere in there. Not putting up footage or videos of your shit running fucking whenever. I don't do that. I show you current shit, a couple of days ago, and then look here we go, here it is now. I'm cleaning it. Okay, you seen it run. Now let me clean it now. Next on, oh, I'm sorry, how the Muggy Maniac gets ranting and raving. Anyway, I told him that motor hasn't changed. It's the same motor. Amazon still carries them also, the purple headed one that says, doesn't say Truggy and all that, but if you get them from Novarossi Direct, they're changing they're calling it a Truggy. I guess they're stopping the Rex Legend line now. It's from what I was told. Okay, don't quote me on that, but that's why they're called Truggies and not Novarossi Rex Legends, which I think sucks, And there's still Rex Legends out there. That's why I'm getting another one. I don't give a fuck if I have fucking 6 Novarossi 20.8s. Why not? I think they're the greatest motor fucking out there as far as big motors. They're better than the LRPs because they're better quality, they're easier to tune, they're less hassle, less everything. You pull it right out of the fucking box, excuse my language, break that shit in and run it. You don't have to change the carburetor, you don't have to fucking worry about all the porting issues like LRPs have and the .32s, all the fucked up porting they did. You don't have to worry about none of that shit. Does that mean that this is a horrible motor? No, it just means the carburetor is a piece of shit and the quality is fucking garbage. Okay, compared to that Novarossi, even compared to the Pico, or even compared to the OS. And I'm telling you, that, and this is a bigger motor, this little OS .21 rice burner is better fucking quality than that. And I think I got it twisted. I was told that OS was making them. I guess OS, the older lines, the newer line of motors coming out for LRP are going to be made by OS. OS is already... Don't quote me on this, but what I heard by people that mod motors and people that have worked for various motor companies said that right now the OS .20 or the LRP .21s are made by OS. The motors are being made, and that the old motors are ones that they still had from the company that took over from the other company before the new company took over. Hope I didn't confuse anybody. Okay, LRP almost went out of business. The other company, blah, blah, blah. A European company took them over. I was like, great, they're going to be made in Europe or Germany, wherever. Anywhere but China. Well, they were still using the other motors, and these LRPs in the past have always been made in Taiwan. Which, is that bad? No, not really. If I'm going to get a Taiwan motor, here's the one I'm going to get. A Hyper 21 off-nut 8-port. Bone stock. This was my first good motor. And it came with some bullshit pull start on the back, some turbo shit, and then I pulled that shit off and put a backplate on it. Now anybody that has facts, proof, solid evidence, whatever, and can prove to me that pull starts and rotor starts are they can be as badass as a backplated motor. Because I call bullshit on that. And I don't believe it and never have. And I'm not that bright. Fact, pull starts rob your motor of 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs, period, end of story, no discussion, no debate. If you want to debate, go ahead. I got plenty of evidence, plenty of proof. Dynos and all. Give you the phone number so all the engine modifiers out there, and you tell them that you think that that's not correct. So why anybody would run a pulsar? There's various reasons. It's more convenient. I don't have to bump it. I can just fire it. Yeah, well, Okay, if the pull starts never break, or the rotor one-way bearing never strips out, or if you believe somewhere in your brain that that motor is getting its full potential of RPMs and being a badass, well, you're on crack, or something's wrong. You aren't firing on all cylinders. Maybe your nitro fuel in your brain is way too lean. You need to richen it up, you know, because that's not true. So if you're running back plates or if you're running pull starts and rotors, do yourself a favor. Get a fucking back plate. Don't waste your time. If that works for you, and like I said, you've been pulling motors and never had any issue with a pull start for many years, and you believe that that motor gets the most power and performance and RPMs that it's able to, then go ahead, keep telling yourself that, and let me know how that works out for you. So anyway, that's the way that I feel about that. That's why I ran one. Okay, the first one came with this 0.25 pull start. Broke many. I had a whole fucking box of pull starts, broken ones. I fucking threw those things away. Now some people say, oh, well, you don't know how to start it. You got to learn it. Well, I don't want to learn how to fucking sit there and pull. I get tired of fucking pull. I'd rather just pop it on the box, push it down, whoop, and fire my shit up. That's it. I'm done. You know, the bump boxes are fucking. You save more money in the long run than replacing other shit. You know, and like I said, even all that, the fact of the matter is, the pull start mechanisms and all that robs your motor of 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs. Fact, not fiction. Okay? Period. So anyway, I'm going to get a whole video on pull start. So I told him, listen, if you're going to get a 28.8, that's great. Have you ran a stock one? He hasn't got back to me yet. My advice to you, if you're watching this video, run a stock one. If you've never had a stock motor, and why would you get it and then just mod it? You don't know what it runs like stock. Don't you want to, I mean, slow down and smell the roses, people. You youngsters and newbies, and you guys are all excited. I want to get to the next phase or the next level or whatever you want to call it. I want to be, you know, whoever. I'm trying to be like nobody. You know, John Bodegel is John Bodegel. RC Nitro Nerd is RC Nitro Nerd. You know, Raja 111 is Raja 111. Elite RC is Elite RC. Mike B is Mike B. Fifth Scale Only, Fifth Scale Only. Everyday RC is Everyday RC. And by the way, that guy was a long hiatus, came back, and you know what he did? He didn't do his fancy videos and his, looks like he's running a fucking a Jerry Springer show or something. First thing he did, and I give him kudos for this, is he fucking did a video of him tearing down and getting dirty and getting nitty gritty and rebuilding his fucking fifth scale. I think it was his 29cc stock motor that came on his Losi 5T. I was like, that's what I like to see. I don't want to hear see all your fancy and, you know, running your channel like it's some fucking sideshow or circus, man. Just keep it real, man. Show it real. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So it ain't what you say in your video, it's how you show in your video. If you're showing all that fancy shit, quit it. Stop it, people. Enough. It's like a fucking sideshow. No wonder everybody's probably tuning into my channel, because I'm the only one that doesn't do that. Does that mean that mine's the best channel because I know everything? No. It just means that I'm not going to give you all the smoke and mirror bullshit. If that works for you and you want to watch that, go ahead. To each his own. So I tell them, go buy a stock motor. By the way, we've got some upgrades for this. They actually got here. I have some goodies, but you know, I got more stuff that goes with that, so I'm just going to open it all when it comes. Probably be here sometime this week. So don't be mad. I'm not the unboxing guy like I told you guys in the past. If you want to watch unboxing, go watch RC Sparks, go watch John Bodegel. You know, go watch the guys that are the good unboxing. I'm not the unboxing guy. I'm the guy that's like, give me the baby. Spare me the fucking labor pains. Excuse my language. Just show me what it is. I don't want to see you open it and let's get all fancy and surprise. Oh, fuck all that. Even the shit that I unbox, I open it before I unbox it to you guys because I want to see it. I paid for it. Fuck it. Doesn't mean you're not going to see it. I'm just, you know, you know, all the expense, man. Suspense. So anyway, the Techno's we got some, no, not much goodies because you can't do anything to this thing, man. I'm telling you, Techno put these things together where there isn't a lot of upgrades to do. You know, I put rear aluminum chassis brakes, so I've got 2 of them, which is cool because you can adjust. You want stiffer? Take one out. You want little flex? More traction? You know? Actually, if you want it stiffer, keep them both in. I'm sorry. Blah, blah. Like you may ask, getting confused. If you want a little bit of flex, which is more traction, take one out. So that's what's cool about it. It's like a tuning device back there. It's kind of cool. You guys can see that. But, you know, nice little aluminum stiffener top plate for the, you know, the, whatchamacallit, steering. And titanium, you know, stuff. I mean, there's not a lot. Now, I've got a rear center drive that's going in that I'm changing. A lot thicker. That one, because it's real long. I don't like it because it's real thin. This thing's going to get freaking pampered, pedicure, manicure, waxing, the whole yards. This baby right here, because it's my old school, Muggy, and I take care of all my vehicles, but because this is the OG right here, 13, 14, almost 15-year-old platform, and she got fucking rode hard and put away wet, or dirty I should say, she's going to get a deep clean. Nice. By the time I get done with her, she's going to look fucking brand new again. So that's what I'm focused on right now because I need to keep my shit cleaned before I start running anything again. I don't like to compile all these dirty vehicles and then fucking shit sits there and then you get corrosion and build up and just keep up on your shit. Now this one will probably be out this weekend. This one is ready to go. This is the Mugen MBX7TR Truggy. And bam! What's that there? Is that the modified RB modified Reds R5 5-port .21 Team Edition? Little screaming nasty bitch right there. Oh hell yeah! I haven't ran it in this thing. It's only ran in, besides the buggy, which is what I got it for. It's only ran in the Tekno. That was the first. That was I broke it in on the Tekno and I ran it in the Tekno because the buggy wasn't ready because I, you know, wanted to put it in the buggy. So I ran it in the Tekno first, and it screams, man. This thing can handle fucking. I mean, that's what they make them for nowadays. But especially this one, I want to see what it does in the Mugen. So I just got to throw the tank in, decide what pipe I'm going to put on it, header. Throw my air filter on there. By the way, air filters, you know, if you guys aren't running the fucking, what are they, these here? Motor Saver and outerwear. If you can only run the outerwear, then you can only run the outerwear. But if you can run all of it, it's going to cost you $40 for the whole deal. Man, this thing's like freaking 5-layer protection. You can dirty these things and fucking mud bog them, whatever. It'll still stay clean. I don't know, I would say I'd probably clean this every quart of fuel, which is 5 or 6 tanks. You know, which would be you know, well no, I'd say almost, well, every three times. Every 3 times I bash it, which would probably be, you know, half a gallon, maybe a gallon. Do you clean it? That's how good these things protect. And that's, you want to protect your motor, man. Protect your investment, people. Be smart. So another guy was asking me about tires. If you can't find the Badlands ZD Racing, these are the rims and tires. I will tell you, when you get these things, it is closest to a, it's not the spiky type like the Badlands, obviously. But the Badlands, they're hard to get, man. I got 2 pairs on the way, and that's probably the last 2 pairs that I'm going to get until I find some more. They're just hard to find. But anyway, these are $43 for 4 of them, rims and tires already glued. But when you get them, you got to unglue them. There's videos on how to unglue them. Unglue them from the rim, pull them apart, turn the tire inside out, line it with Gorilla Tape, and do not use the stock inserts because they're garbage. Find some decent inserts, aka make some good ones. Proline ones that suck too. Proline makes shitty inserts. Those things don't last either. So aka and JC Concepts have good ones. What else? Somebody else asked me. What else did they ask me? I know I'm forgetting something. I know I babbled enough, and you know, I just wanted to kind of clear the air on some stuff. And you know, I'm not doing channels to sit here and have a grudge match and bully people and, you know, I'm king shit on Turd Island. Let's have a pissing contest. Let's have a cockfight. You know, I don't got time for that shit. I got too much shit to do. I got platforms coming. You know, I got more motors coming. I got pipes coming. You know, I mean, I'm just getting started, man. You know, there's people out there that got way more and they're invested than I do, and I want to, you know, I've only got, man, I'm small potatoes, man. I'm a rookie. I'll admit it. I'm a rookie. The Muggy Maniac is a rookie. I'm not even advanced yet. I'm working on it, but I'm a rookie, man. I'm not saying I'm the best at anything. I just know how to tune my shit to the best of my ability. I'm still getting better at that. It's an art, man. You know, you got to be patient. There's do's and don'ts, you know. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there, trying to get my shit to just, when you peg that throttle wide open, it just hits that high note. No hesitation, no bogging, no, just smooth, high-pitched, zinging, fucking 50,000 RPMs, redlined. That's why I do this shit, man. So anyway, some of the cleaners, I already told you what I use, how I clean. Watch the Nitro Nerd, man. That guy has a killer cleaning videos, man, among other videos that he has. I'm going to watch this clutch one again because there's some other things I wanted to go over, make sure I'm doing my clutch setup right, because, you know, these motors, like I said, they came down and played homage to the Rex. They said, you know what, you're the OG. You got seniority in this cave. You've been here longer than anybody other than Mr. Othno over here, and this guy here retired, you know, a year ago. I said I wasn't going to run it anymore. I probably might not. It's a good motor, man. That thing has tons of pinch. It's maybe got 2 gallons through it, you know. I mean, maybe when I get a platform, I want to fit it. You know what? How about this? And maybe the Nitro Nerd can help me out. I am looking at getting a Hyper 7. I think that you should have one in your collection. Now, the Savage, I used to think, but I can't do the pull start thing, man. I have to, or somebody figure out a way that you can bump start a Savage, and I'll get one. Because I will not run a pull start on any of my motors. That's just me. If that works for you, to each his own. And bottom line to this whole video, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, wear that shit, lace it up, strap it up, own your shit, man up. Okay? That's all I gotta say. You know, I want to help, guys. If you need any help, comment below. If you want to talk some shit, talk some shit. You know, you want to square off. You want to spar with me. Whatever you want to do. Do whatever floats your boat. You know, it doesn't bother me. You know, the old saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt. Hey, how about fucking, sticks and stones may clog up your fucking platform, but blowing your motor will hurt you. And your wallet. So that's about it. I've got some more pipes coming. There's a pipe that I want to show you guys, but it probably will be a minute. I probably won't get it in. Well, it's probably going to be a couple weeks. I'm waiting on my income tax report. I mean, I'm getting shit here and there, but I'm waiting on my income tax so I blow a huge wad on and invest in you know, this hobby, because, man, I love this shit, man. I mean, I've got decent stuff. I want more. I want more pipes. I want more clutches, clutch shoes, I want boxes of that shit. I want pallets of motors. I want stacks of motors. It's like, you know, like Floyd Money Mayweather, man. He's always got, I want stacks of motors and pipes, man. Stacks of shit. You know, I need more MIP tools, man. I have some and some Huddies, and I'm getting more tools, man. I need all the bells and goodies and whistles and bells and whistles and shit. Because I want to learn to do more technical stuff, but I'm in no hurry. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help pull up the next Nitro brother that wants to, you know, kick it up a notch, as Emerald Lagasse say. You want to kick this up a notch? Get one of these. Bam! You want to kick it up a notch? Get some of these. Bam! See that? Bam! Kick it up a notch. Bam! Oh, another one. Bam! Oh, bam! Oh, that one's got to get modded first. Can't kick that up yet. So, anyway, that's all I got. Oh, yeah, by the way, check it out. Work at a raffle where I work. $50 Starbucks. Snapped! Can't beat that shit, huh? Can't beat that shit with a wet noodle. So that's all I got. This video ran long and I warned you guys. So, you know, if you guys have any questions on anything, you know, I take out time. You know, a lot of times I'll get these texts and I'm at work and people are blowing up my, you know, my phone's going off because, you know, people are asking me this. Hey, what do you think about, man, it's, hey, like I said, with modified and with next levels of motors and platforms comes more responsibility. Well, as your channel grows, comes more responsibility to you to help the guy out. I will never turn anybody away, and I will never back down from a fight from anybody. If you want to fight, if you want to fucking go toe-to-toe with me, then let's go, man. I'm not afraid of nobody. Talk all the shit you want. I could talk shit, too. It's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I feel like talking shit. I might just fucking block you off my shit and just X you out. And there's people that have ways around that, but whatever. I just ignore people like that. You know what I mean? People that come on my channel and want to ruffle their feathers or, you know, arch their back up like a cat getting ready in a cat fight, or, you know, like a peacock, put their peacock feathers up and shit. Whatever, you know, hey. I don't never disrespected anybody, and I never will. I give respect where respect is due, credit where credit's due, but I also give fucking criticism where it's due. And I call it how I see it. If it walks like a duck, acts like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a fucking duck, okay? Period. So anyway, that's all I got. We got to clean this bad boy up. That Rex 28.8 bone stock. This is an RTR platform. You know, I did upgrades, but it's out of the box. RTR. I didn't build this thing from scratch, even though I've taken it apart before. Ready to run, and that's a stock motor. That motor wasn't modified. Dynamite 053 pipe on it, which I believe, in my opinion, from experience, that pipe runs the best on the Novorossi 28.8 if you keep it stock. Modified, I tried it, it kind of restricts it. So, anyway, oh, one last note. Found out from another engine modder because I was wondering, the Super Strong's 9886 Novorossi pipe, it is thicker. Okay, but keep this in mind, the stinger, the inner diameter of the stinger exhaust is smaller because of the thickness. So it doesn't breathe as well. So I'm getting both, but the Super Strong doesn't breathe as well as the regular 9886 on-road pipe. The regular one, this is what I was told by an engine modifier, a guy that modifies motors, well known, actually two of them, because I asked him about it. What do you think? Because I'm getting ready to get, I've never had one. This will be my first 9986 Novorossi pipe. He said, get the regular. Unless you're going to be jumping it off the fucking Empire State Building, you don't need a Super Strong. And the Super Strong doesn't breathe like the regular one. So the regular one, this is a fact, unless those guys that are modding motors and dynoing shit are lying, which I don't think they are. The regular Novorossi 9886, not the Super Strong, breathes better. Okay? That's all they told me, and that's all I got to say. So, all right, people, I'm out of here. I got to clean this bitch up because she, look at her, man. Poor thing's got fucking growing weeds out of this thing. Alright, people. Muggy Maniac is out. Keep it real, people. Peace.